Okay, we're live now.
Okay, are we all square? I think we're all square.
Yeah.
Everyone got their sodies.
Well,
Yeah,
mine's
I
not a
do.
soda, but it's
Everyone got their
Person's got his coconut
flat
juice.
soda ripoffs. Coconut
Mm.
juice
yes.
from the finest squeezed coconuts.
I think they mash them with their feet like grapes.
Like
They
grapes
they
in
stomp
a
on the
in a
coconut.
bucket. Oh fuck! And their feet are getting all bloody from the husk.
You got to get like some big Polynesian guys to do it on the beach, though. Otherwise, they're not going to stomp them.
Otherwise, it's
So-
not authentic coconut juice. If it's not foot stomped, it's not authentic.
That's right. All right, you guys ready? In the hot, dusty back alleys of Salt Lake City, no one is free from the intrepid performer troupe known only on the streets as the 3-Bit Hit Crew. Popular pastimes of the gang include throwing dice behind dumpsters, rapping crude bastardizations of popular songs, and generally treating the world they reside in with an air of disrespect and sarcasm. These are their stories.
You just logged into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD Dizzle.
I get Pizzle. That's my screen name, Johnny Pizzle. You can't.
Well, he's
it's mine
Dizzle.
now.
He's not Pizzle.
I know, but
Mine now.
I'm John. I'm Peterson.
I'm T-Bone.
Every
See? Not that easy.
every guy's name starts with a T is T-Bone.
What else is it gonna be? I'm T-Rex.
T-Rain.
T-Rex up in the
T-Rain
house.
is pretty good.
T-Rain.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my gosh!
Come and choo choo.
I didn't even put that together.
I was thinking like terrain.
No, dude, T-Rain, it's sick.
I'm just some earth.
T-Rain coming down the track. I'm a bullet T-Rain.
Your brain went to terrain.
I went with rain. I was like Trent's.
I'm the rain.
I don't even know. Like it didn't process.
You can just
I
have
don't know.
Pizzle. You're obviously not going to get a new one on your own.
Do you know what pizzle means?
You mean P-raid, like parade.
It's a penis.
Yeah, I think we knew.
Yeah, everyone knows.
You can keep that one. Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. Okay. News this week, as with every single week here on the 3-Bit Gamer Show, is brought to us by Crave Cookies. Crave Cookies is this fantastic nationwide cookie shop, cookie empire. And we have the owner of said cookie empire with us here on the show as one of our co-hosts, Trent. And because Trent has the inside track here at Crave Cookies, he can tell us the future of the cookies that will be on the menu before they're on the menu. Only here, right? This is the only place they can get them. Trent, do we get them?
A secret link.
Yeah, right. So the franchisees get them about the same time as us, but like, do we know before like some of the employees at least?
Oh yeah, none of the employees know what they are until the week. Like,
Eat it, employees.
Probably Saturday or till Thursday.
Sorry.
We just feel cool sometimes.
So Trent, spill the chips.
All right. So we have. I didn't even realize we brought it back already. We got the Bisc Oreo. So that's the Biscoff Oreo one. It's like the Parent Trap, but
apparently
Biscoff
we also
instead.
know before Trent knows.
I wrote this. It was just a while ago. The loaded PBN, which is the peanut butter Nutella.
Okay.
Salted caramel brownie.
Okay.
Baked butterbeer, and strawberry shortcake.
There you go.
Oh shoot, that strawberry shortcake is good. Got to give a brief impromptudos to Trent for implementing the caramel snickerdoodle tongue twister challenge.
Don't say it like that. Spit it out faster, JD.
Caramel snickerdoodle, caramel snickerdoodle, caramel snickerdoodle. If you hold your mouth in a certain way to anticipate the doodle, you can get there.
Caramel
snickerdoodle.
Caramel
Keep your
snickerdoodle.
tongue against the roof of your mouth through the whole thing. That's the only way you're getting through it. Caramel snickerdoodle, because it can't get tied if it's on the roof.
Dude, so many people commenting too. Why are you guys saying caramel?
They're trying caramel.
It's just as hard. Can't
caramel snickerdoodle.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much different. Anyway, so now you guys know the future. Now you know the cookies you can get. If you want to see the cookies you can get right now until through what, Tuesday? Thursday. Right, Trent?
Yeah, it changes. So the new menu comes out on Fridays.
Yeah. So from now until Thursday or Friday, go to cravecookies.com and get your cookie on. The latest statistics show that ladies account for the lion's share of Switch sales. You asshole. Yeah.
You didn't even read it how I wrote it either.
Oh, I read it that way.
I did.
Jesus.
I did that on
Read
purpose.
it your way.
I'm
Peterson, you read the headline you wrote.
Legit, I only did that on your personal show notes. I don't even know what it says.
Are you serious?
Latest statistics show that women account for the majority of Switch sales. Gamers respond poorly.
Wait, how did you do it for just his
show notes?
I know where his show notes are.
Ew! What the fuck? Get out of there,
dude! JD feels
in my
violated.
Personal property. Messing with it.
Okay, that was it. I just did that one, and I just wanted to message
This
you.
Peterson wrote, latest statistics show that ladies statistically account for the lion's share of Switch sale statistics.
That's what you said.
Statistics 3 times.
Things I don't appreciate.
I'm so sorry.
That
I won't do it again.
Peterson's almost certainly going to do it again. Okay, so this is data coming from Circana's Player Pulse, which is Circana is some like statistics company, survey company. I don't know. Yep. They do stuff like this. And what this found is that 47% of console video game players are women, 50% of PC video game players are women, and 54% of mobile video game players are women. However, for some reason, this stat used a different word for women. Peterson, what was that?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't get there in time. Someone made a comment in the chat and I lost it. Okay.
It's a female.
There you go.
Apparently, this whole thing listed these are female gamers, I guess, or no.
Yes.
I don't know.
This says female gamers.
Yeah, console video game players are female. Can't you just say women? Anyway, so just like split right down the middle, just like the rest of the world. So I guess kind of get over it.
Surprise.
Well, and then a bunch of gamers got like mad about it because they get mad every time, right? Every time they're like, yeah, well, you're just talking about moms playing Candy Crush on their cell phones and stuff. And these stats directly say, no, that's not the case. And then they're like, oh, yeah, but you're just talking about moms who bought a Switch for their sons. And he accounted for that too. This was women who bought Switches for themselves and they play on the Switch, right? And so, yeah, these stats are genuinely women playing video games. And then the guys are like, how come I don't hear them in all the Call of Duty lobbies then? And you're like, you know why.
Think about that.
You
just,
know.
Just a sec.
You're the reason why.
Know.
You're the reason.
They're there.
Yeah.
They're all muted.
Not chatting. Yeah. Uh-huh. Instant mute on that one.
If she accidentally coughs into the mic, she is going to get a half dozen friend requests, and then everyone in the game will talk about that there's a girl in the game for the duration of the match.
And it will be the absolute focus. Like people will be way more focused on her gameplay than anything else they're doing. And if she's losing, if she's doing well, it does not matter. She will be harassed. So yeah, I think you're never going to hear a woman in the lobby, but they're
Look,
there
they're
about
playing games
of
now. but we have not evolved to the point of actually letting them speak in games without being harassed. So give us 20 more
what
years, we'll
though?
get there.
This is kind of jealous of these women. They're lucky. You guys are not missing anything by muting the Call of Duty game lobby chat.
You know what? I'm with you. I
This
mute
is
it
the trash taking
immediately.
itself out. Like, it's good, dude.
When I booted up Warzone 2.0, it starts off with like proximity chat on, and so the boot up menu or whatever, the loading screen just has like people chatting. I did one match. I started one match before I was like, I can't even jump out of this airplane until I mute this, because I was hearing the most foul stuff I've heard in my life. And that was what, 8 seconds of people talking.
Yep.
So yeah,
Not gonna do it.
yeah, so they're smart. Women are smarter than us anyway.
On3 reports that college football players reportedly are receiving only $500 for their likeness.
That's the last one. No, you got to read what's written, JD. That's the last one, though.
You
I'm locking
lied.
these down. I'm locking my notes down. I was leaving these open as a courtesy, but
Okay, to be fair, I never go in them because I'm always logged into myself and not the show. But yes, I really wanted to get you with these two. This was the only two.
The podcast Jim here, just making life miserable for the rest of us.
I'll read the real headline. EA offers a whopping $500 to college football players for use of their likeness. That's it. In JD's version, I put the word reported like 5 times.
Insane that EA is offering a total cash pool of $5 million for every NCAA football player in the
So
fucking
many
country.
of them. There's so many of them.
And some of them are absolutely, I don't know how to phrase this really, but worth more.
If you go to like Alabama's quarterback and offer him $500 for his likeness,
yes,
he's gonna spit at you.
Shit, I want all of the $5 million. In fact, to just have my face on the cover.
Yeah.
So,
you go to the kicker at like Eastern Tennessee Tech or something. He's like, "Yeah, give me $500. I don't care. I don't even get a scholarship."
Do you remember when we first talked about this? And I was singing praises about the program because I thought it would be kind of a cool opportunity where some people could get paid more, some people could opt in or out. And I don't remember exactly the number I said, but I think when I was like, oh yeah, when we talked about, these lower tier players like the kicker at Eastern Kentucky or whatever, I think I said a couple $100. That's what I assumed, like the most low, no name, second string player in the whole NCAA would be a couple $100. And they're like, no, that's across the board. That's everybody. And otherwise, like, are they nuts? Because so what happened is the CFBPA, that's another tongue twister, are urging players not to sign away their likeness. Obviously, they don't even need to urge players. Like, that's not even a sexy proposition. You get a letter in the mail or an email or a call. They're like, hey, you want to be in a video game? You're like, yeah, sure. They're like $500. And they're like, wait, am I paying you $500? Like
$500, like, yeah, that's like them being like, hey, do you want to record voice lines for this video game? Give $500, and you're just like, I can just not do it. I mean, it's not that, but you know what I mean? And
it's like not worth my time.
Yeah. So this is $500, like you said, for those big name players, which college football, if you're not really familiar with the business of college football, it's pulling in billions. Like, it is a giant business. And granted, this game is not linked to NCAA as an organization, but there's the potential for this game to make a lot of money. $500 is laughable. $500.
Yeah, this company handling this, the One Team Partners, basically athlete marketing sponsorships. It's literally Athlete from The Office. That's who's managing it. And this is what they rolled out with. This is what these people as athletic marketing professionals thought would be an acceptable figure for, like you said, the Alabama quarterback.
Yeah.
So here's
And-
the question: what the fuck?
Well, in the last
the fuck?
game, just so we know here, the last NCAA football game makes about 100. Well, it makes about 125 million a year for them. Like that one IP does.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the thing. It's going to need to
3%?
be. They're going to need to spend more than half of that then on just these sponsorships. Like that's just the reality of it, dude. So if this game's not going to be feasible because, like Trent's like, so I was thinking, because FIFA's $1 billion brand, and they are still, chugging out like half their cash to fucking half the soccer teams around the world. And so, do they have that type of money for college football?
Hey, dude, I don't know. I feel like this has to be marketed. They have to go about this differently. Somehow they need to be smarter than this because $500 feels like a slap in the face for many players. Even if you're like the head quarterback at like University of Utah, right? $500 is like, dude, come on, like that's nothing. And in fact, when my wife she played volleyball at Utah State University. She was on scholarship, and her monthly stipend. So they paid her tuition, and then they just gave her $500 a month as a stipend. So, like that's like not even a monthly stipend for a third tier women's volleyball team libero, right? And so this is a joke. Which women's volleyball makes almost no money for the school. Football, even at programs like Utah State, makes a ton of money for the school. So
well, here's what's interesting too. How much do you think they pay the schools to use the schools in the game? Because it's also not that much.
Yeah.
Like Alabama is the most expensive school they have to pay for to put in the game, and they kick them $100,000.
Well,
So-
shit. So
That's what I'm saying. This game, they need to go find a smarter way to do this because it
I
can't
didn't
just be
realize-
straight up cash deals.
they haven't released a game. Trent, this last one that came out was 2014.
Yeah,
We haven't had a
That's
college
it.
football game since the Xbox 360.
Yeah, because they had so many like licensing issues and player likeness issues and things like that.
So their solution is just to just blow it like before the thing's even off the ground.
Dude, I don't know. This is wild. But either way, like this feels like a slap in the face.
Dude,
It's pretty
here's
funny.
the thing. This is their fault. This is their stupid, shitty, dumb bastard money chasing, brain dead corporate fault. Because the way to go about this is just to stick with the schools. Like, you're gonna have to do this every fucking year. You're gonna go through all these individually. You're gonna send out 5,000 contracts. Even if this worked, even if every college athlete was like, fuck yeah, let's do that. You are committing as EA to doing that every year, getting every player in there, getting all their likenesses in there. Are you nuts? Do you hate yourselves? Do you
I
not
feel like
like
just
money?
Just writing up the contracts, you need a full, like 2 or 3 full teams of people working on that full time.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
that's so much work.
High-powered attorneys that are billing it like $100 an hour. Like, are you fucking crazy? Well, alternatively, you can make a football sim using all the schools, which, as Trent was pointing out, does not that much money. And then you build dynasty modes. You can update that. You don't have to do annual releases. Ooh, isn't that nice?
Yeah,
And so your team can produce better football games every couple years, a new college football game that maybe can come out when, we updated the playoff system. So that's why we released a new one, something like that. But instead they're going the like most brain dead route. This is the most autopilot myopic route you could choose because it's just like, that's just how we do all the other games. That's how we've always done these games. So that's how we're doing this. If we can't do it, we will literally not do it for 9 fucking years. And we won't do it again until we can do it exactly how we were doing it 9 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They need to like change their strategy
Fucking
around
crazy.
this whole concept. Because like I actually played a college football game back in the day when I was into college football, And I was into college football, but I didn't really care about the players as much as like the team,
Mhm.
right? The school. And so, yeah, they need to go that route instead of individual players because there's way more college football players than there are NFL players.
Yeah. And you can do college football like roguelike. So you can do like, here's
you
a
go.
random season. This team's really good this season. This team's not. You're playing this team, and like these are the players you have. You have a good quarterback. You have a shitty running back. Like those types of things, which is happening in reality. And those are the teams they're mirroring on the game. But you can just have it randomly generated. And guess what? It saves everyone time and money. And you can focus on the gameplay instead of all this licensing bullshit. You just put the schools in. Ah! I hate EA. GameStop CEO is fired after their stock dropped 15% in after-hours trading.
So yeah,
I'm still hanging on, guys. I'm still hanging on to it.
You still got some?
I still
Trent?
got it. I never got rid of it.
GME. Well, here's the thing. This is what's hilarious to me. First off, they're like, our stock dropped. It's the CEO. We better go get him. And I love it when they do that because you're like, look, this guy's just in it. He's just writing. He's not doing a single thing. They haven't made a good business decision for 2 decades.
He's doing his job right now, which is getting fired when the stock goes down.
Yeah,
that's his whole job now. That's a CEO's job.
The funny part is, if you look at the stock price for the last year or 3 months, it's up. It just dropped one day.
Yep.
It dropped 15% one day.
And they're like, he's like, cool, time to do my job. Time to do my one job. Get my ass canned.
This is what I'm here for. And then they bring on super stonk cult hero, according to the article, Ryan Cohen. So he's executive chairman. He's a guy who owns a ton of GameStop stock. He was talking about it during the meme era. So this guy, he also owns a couple other things, but yeah. So they couldn't wait to bring on a meme stock guy because that's literally all they have going for them at this point.
He founded Chewy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Chewy.com. It's like the Amazon I use Chewy like exclusively for our dogs. We have like all our food and all our medication goes through there.
I have a Chewy ad sitting on my mantle right now because it came in the mail and my daughter thought it was super cute because there was a dog on the front. And it just sits on my mantle now.
It's a decoration in your house. That is hilarious and super cute. You know, it's kind of funny that Super Stonk, you mentioned that. I went down a rabbit hole on Reddit a couple weeks ago because I didn't understand the difference because that Super Stonk subreddit comes up and then there's the Wall Street Bets subreddit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is the difference here? What is going on? And I looked and I did some digging, and you guys can correct me if I'm mistaken, but from what I understand, Super Stonk is like a legit like conspiracy theory subreddit at this point. They genuinely believe that this GameStop stock is going to hit 5 digits. Like it'll be like $20,000 a share, and they're going to be in on it because they're so convinced this like the shorts or whatever, they're going to have to pay off or whatever the hell is going on. I don't understand the technicalities of that, but whatever their event they're waiting for, their apocalyptic
it was supposed to happen like a year ago, I'm pretty
sure.
At
least a year ago.
Anytime Ryan Cohen tweets, though, these guys lose their shit, and he knows it. He just like tweets like vague QAnon type shit. Dude, it's crazy. So this is more of that. I guess this is hopefully getting, for some of them, this is like another sign of the end is near. They're scribbling on their cardboard sign another really. So it says the end is really, really, really near.
Yeah, this time it's for real.
No, this is the one time it's really near. Diablo 4 is
It is.
That was not my fault. I did not write a headline this time. That was
no. Peterson threw me. I got the yips, dude. I got the fucking yips. Diablo 4 is Diablo 4 is Blizzard's fastest selling game of all time. We got there. Third.
It wasn't even a tongue twister either. Just lost it.
God, just fucking lost it, dude.
This is just a quick story.
Yeah, this is. They didn't. Did you get a specific number out of this? Because all I got was that it's bigger than they sold more than 3.7 million on their first day.
Yeah,
Because that's what
That's all I know.
Shadowlands
Yep.
sold. World of Warcraft, I believe, back in like 2020. So they sold more than that, whatever that is. Diablo 3, for comparison, sold 3.5 million in their first day.
So this does show that there is, as much crap as Activision Blizzard has been getting, there is some appetite for these IPs still. People are hanging on. Now, if this game, I guess, fortunately for them, this game has been well received. Diablo 4. I've seen great reviews on it. A lot of support still from the community and from the devs. However, if this game was a stinker, this Blizzard would be gone. This is it.
This
it.
was their last.
They
like,
had
hope
to.
of anything.
They couldn't bonk this. What was the word you used? Boof this. They couldn't boof this.
They could not boof it, and it seems like they probably didn't. We'll see if they manage to boof it later down the road.
It'll happen eventually. Just give it a bit.
That Blizzard boof.
Double B.
Twitch rolled out new advertising rules and then promptly reversed them after harsh backlash. This was funny because I put it on the doc originally, or maybe I just put it off to the side in my own notes, which are apparently the community notes now. But I was I was watching this because I follow a few Twitch streamers on Twitter and saw that they were very unhappy with these changes. So let's see. I'll just run these down really quick. This is what their new advertising rules that they rolled out for their streamers. No on-stream logos, or I'm sorry, on-stream logos are limited to 3% of screen size, which is, I don't even want to get into that. Burned in video ads,
half of the streamers' layouts as they currently are.
3%. Where do you even come with that number? So this 3-bit is that where it is? Am I pointing to it?
Nope, the other side. Yeah, there we go.
That 3-bit logo is well beyond 3% of the screen size. So like that's fucking crazy. And how am I supposed to determine that? Am I just like eyeballing it? Do I put a ruler up to my screen?
Well, think about it. For a 30-inch screen, that's probably like a square inch.
You gotta do some geometry, JD. Get your dust up your old geometry textbooks and get
JD geometry. Anyway, so that is one of the limits. Burned in video ads are not allowed. So if you have an ad in the that's within the screen that's not part of the Twitch ecosystem, so you have your own ad playing on your screen, not allowed. Burned in display ads, not allowed. Burned in audio ads, not allowed. So
why are they? I don't understand why they're so concerned about this.
Because they want to be making money for it. They don't want the streamers to be making money for it.
Yeah, because they want it all going through Twitch. Because they can't monetize any of those things. Twitch can't take a dime off of that. But if I'm understanding this correctly, were we streaming this on Twitch under this policy, we could run afoul of it for A, our fucking logo, and B, our Crave cookie runner. Like those might not be allowed to under like Twitch. Like, dude, is this beyond the pale? This is fucking crazy because guess what? This assumes, Twitch is assuming here, all of their streamers can adequately fund their own lives on Twitch alone. They're like, we've done the math, we've run the numbers, and all the advertising you guys are doing outside of Twitch is needless, and you're greedy little pigs. And you don't need it.
How
you
dare
greedy
you?
little shits. Give us your money because that's the only money that you should be spending.
Ugh.
Isn't that fucking wild? So everyone agreed that's fucking wild. Tons of huge streamers, including Asmodan. Was that one of them?
Asmongold.
Asmongold.
He's a Warcraft streamer.
I know. I was just fucking thinking Warcraft. Asmongold, and then a couple other streamers that had over 1 million followers. So significant chunks of their base were threatening to leave the platform entirely. They're like, well, fuck Twitch, I'm out. Because obviously, like, are you serious? This not even like they're trying. It's like they're trying to be as aggressively crazy as possible So they tweeted this the next day. Twitch didn't even get, I think, 24 hours from this policy revealed to its flip. They said, quote, yesterday we released new branded content guidelines that impacted your ability to work with sponsors to increase your income from streaming. These guidelines are bad for you and bad for Twitch, and we were removing them immediately. However, this tweet did have a community note on it that apparently their terms and service agreement still allows for this. So if they wanted to do this tomorrow, they could. So I don't know if but they're not going to.
They're going to try to rework it.
Sneak
Here's
it
the
in.
thing. This is the problem. Amazon is forgetting what Twitch is. Twitch is a video hosting service. Essentially like how we use Spreaker and podcast hosts. It'd be like if a podcast hosting service said, you podcaster are not allowed to have your own sponsors. You have to go through us. And that's nonsense. Twitch is forgetting
we would
what
cancel
they are.
Spreaker tomorrow if they did
watch them monetize it. They're just going to say, if you want to run your ads on Twitch, you got to pay like a monthly subscription as a streamer.
We would also cancel on that. There's no fucking way. There are so many creators that are like us that don't make money on this shit.
They're just
it's certainly not enough to bother with paying or paying a cut for this stuff.
And the guys who are huge ones who are making a ton of money from their advertising content, which they had to go out and get.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, I'm not going to pay you for that. I did that. I built this. Yes, I used your platform, but that's it. I used your platform, but I did all the work and built all this, and now you just want a cut of my work? Just go somewhere else.
Yep. And
Twitch keeps trying to ruin their business. It's really weird.
It's like they're trying to ruin a good thing constantly.
Corporate greed. I know that's very cliche to say, but it is wild sometimes. I mean, the same thing is kind of happening on Reddit, right? They're banning third-party apps.
But Reddit didn't roll back. They just
they're just gonna keep going with it. But that's the thing. They have something that is working, right? Maybe they're not making the profit that they want to be making on it, but they have to be making something, right? Twitch is making money, but they could be making more, and so they're just gonna try to ruin their platform accidentally. It's crazy that they can't see how these things are so bad for the platform. So anyway, good job, Amazon. You still suck.
Crushing it.
Now let's bring it up a notch.
Oh, baby. Riblets are these little riblets of news, these little meat nuggets for your mouth.
Little mouth nuggets.
Mouth nuggets. You don't even need to chew them, dude. I'd say melt in your mouth,
Just
but it's
slurp
already
them on down.
pudding. Yeah, would you say pudding melts in your mouth? No, it just goes in your mouth and slides down your throat hole. All right, so let's see. First up here, gamers anxiously check their heads after a Twitch streamer shows headphone dent.
This Twitch streamer, he was shaving his head to support cancer of some kind, So he shaves his head, and he notices he's got that dent on his skull, and it's right where his headphone fits. And so he and tons of other people are freaking out, oh, this is a dent from headphones, and other people are checking and I have it too. It's from my headphones. I put this on here because people are so stupid. Guys, it's not from your headphones. The story even alludes to the amount of pressure that would have to be exerted on your skull to make an actual dent is impossible for headphones to reach.
Unless you're an infant.
That's right. Unless your skull is made of Play-Doh.
Unless you're an ancient Mayan infant. Because you're probably good.
Guys, I have the same indentation in my head, and look, I wear headphones, but guess what? I've had it my whole life. Pre-headphones. My son has that same indentation. It's just a thing. It's just a thing that some people have. Don't freak out that your headphones are. People are so stupid.
God, the internet's a great place.
Yep.
Next up, a man used a duck hunt gun to rob a convenience store.
Dude, it worked.
That's on the convenience
And
store.
it worked.
If
Dude, the
you
convenience
rob a
store's not
place-
ever seen one. They're so
Yeah,
old
you-
at this point.
If
Probably
you
thought it was a
rob a
gun.
place with a ray gun or any non-recognizable gun that looks like a sci-fi gun, you get away with it. You should get to keep the stuff.
Like
That's on the person that was robbed.
although in their defense, I have seen real guns painted or like
Like the
whatever
duck hunt
designed to
gun.
look like the duck hunt gun.
That's
So
fair.
you know what?
Don't risk it. Don't risk it for your biscuit. Yeah, it was South Carolina. $500 ain't worth it. Just let the cops come bust this guy, but they can't bust him for deadly weapons. So you got to dodge that charge.
It's the little sound.
the
Whenever
summer-
he shoots it, it makes the little sounds that the laughing dog makes. You know,
I
when
think
he
the
pops
laughing
up.
dog was they had a police dog do that when they arrested him. Summer Game Fest featured no women on stage.
This
We
is
went
just
from
wild.
booth babes to no babes.
Yeah, they were like, fine, if you guys didn't like the booth babes, then we're just not gonna have any chicks out here.
Yep.
So they've
That's-
had women on stage for the past several years, and they had a lot of people come out on the stage and do stuff. It seems like a huge oversight, right?
It's he three, not she three. I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The FTC fined Microsoft $20 million for stealing kids' data, and they probably didn't even fucking notice. Microsoft is like, dude, that's what we spent on executive lunches this month. Are you kidding me? $20 million? I shit that. This was a COPA
All right,
violation.
guys, bad news. No lunches this week. It went towards, I don't know, some legal fee, but no lunches this week. 3 executives quit for the mistreatment.
Easily. No lunches this week. You just have to use your corporate card to pay for lunch yourself. And
As God is my witness, I will quit.
This. Fuck it. I'm out. This company's been mistreating me since day one. This was a COPA violation, Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. They were gathering personal information from kids who signed up for Xbox and not telling their parents or getting their parents' consent, and they were retaining those kids' information. We live in a cyberpunk corporate hellscape nightmare.
Look, just
all of your kids
one day
already
becomes
documented and tracked by all the corpos before they're even of legal fucking age. They are documented. Their data's there. They're tracking their spending habits and patterns.
Dude, just getting a head start. They're just getting a head start when they turn.
They're
18,
gonna get the
bam.
best ads when they're grown up. You have no idea the ads will be able to serve these kids.
We are ready.
The gaming market in China was over $45 billion in 2022. Not too shabby. This was PC, mobile, and console gaming. The revenue in China was $45.5 billion last year, and it's forecast to surpass $57 billion in 2027.
I don't think Xiao Jinping likes that. As long as he's not getting a cut, if he's not getting his fair cut of that, we're gonna start seeing some more sanctions.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's a pretty impressive figure considering how much fuckery was going on with the industry last year. I feel like I would adjust that trend a little bit upward, but I guess from 45 to 57 in 4 years isn't that bad. But God, I would say could potentially double. Just
a lot of money.
China has a lot of potential if they stop sitting on their own gaming market, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Last thing here is a real trucking company is buying billboards in American Truck Simulator to help recruit staff.
Smart guys.
Hey,
recruiting billboards in a video
the world
game
of Truck Simulator is really surreal to me.
Hey, do you guys like what you're doing right now? Think if
Why
you
come
could
get paid
for
it
and do it in real life, wouldn't that be crazy?
Although you are responsible for the truck, so
there's no rewind button in this one. Sorry, folks. It's real life if you crash. I just think it's crazy. Like, they're legit, like, you just like drive routes. You just drive along a freeway at the speed limit for hours at a time in this game. And then they put billboards up. This is Schneider National. And they're paying for billboards. You know, there's the fans of the game are kind of like sketched out. Obviously, you start cramming ads in there, but I'm like, I'm sorry. Are the
No, they like the
real
realism.
upsetting your simulated experience of driving down an interstate? What?
I
Wouldn't
wanted
you
that
want
billboard to
that?
be
I
empty.
wanted
and
there to
falling
be
apart.
a billboard. I just
What do
didn't
you-
want it to have anything meaningful.
Exactly. What do you want it to fucking say? There's still billboards up and down the goddamn country.
Give me
Unfortunately,
fake
like,
companies.
gotta say something. Fuck. I want to advertise in American Trucker Simulator. Just
Dude,
the
that's what
3-bit
I was
billboard.
thinking. That would be hilarious. We get our first billboard, and it's in American Truck Simulator.
Dude, that's who we need. The audience is truckers. Only people that are on their ass like 12 hours a day, trapped in a little box with nothing but a radio. I mean, that is our audience, right?
Those
there.
those are the
Locked
people.
in. Those are the only people we're appealing to. Are you stuck? We've
Look,
got a podcast for you.
If you guys really start picking up, and we get a lot of truckers listening, we will cover 7% more trucking simulator.
I'll play
than
it.
we
If
currently
we
are.
get
Have a
one
segment on the
trucker
show
listener,
that's just about our favorite mods.
for
here's the
American
Thomas the
Truck
Tank
Simulator.
Engine. Thomas the Truck Engine.
Dude, we do not go Euro Truck Simulator though. These guys butt heads. This is not a good mix
It's
up.
basically like the Crips and the Bloods, or those two families in Romeo.
Those
and
European
Juliet.
guys.
Cut your head off, dude.
Kudos.
Okay, kudos our positivity segment. We like to give a shout out to something that we're enjoying this week. Peterson, you got to get a shout out? You like sports?
Yeah. So I know our audience is not huge on sports, but Las Vegas has their first professional sports team was the Las Vegas Golden Knights hockey, NHL. They are in the Stanley Cup Championship series right now, and they're up 3-1, which this is kind of interesting. The championship, the Stanley Cup playoff, or whatever it's called, the Stanley Cup Championship is being played between Las Vegas and Florida.
Wow.
Two non-hockey states. They can't even keep ice cubes around for more than a couple minutes, and they have hockey teams. So but
That's
yeah,
basically like the planet in Dune,
it's the planet in Dune,
but
and
with hockey.
versus
like-
a humid planet in Dune.
Yeah, it's like spitting in the face of Mother Nature and God himself. Like it's it's an affront to everything that should be existing in those places.
So yes, we have Las Vegas Golden Knights. Like I said, they are currently up 3-1. The series is best out of 4. They've been pretty dominant in their wins. The games have actually been pretty fun to watch. The last two were close, and like game 3, Florida pulled their goalie with like 3 minutes left because they were down by a point. So they have 6 players and no goalie versus the Golden Knights, which only had 5, right? And so they've got more people on the ice, and they won. Florida won. They scored when they had the advantage, and then they scored in overtime and won. So it's been kind of exciting to watch. I'm not a big hockey fan. It's honestly not as fun to me to watch as a few other sports, but watching my city play in the championship has been really fun. So kudos to the Golden Knights for what looks like they're going to get a Stanley Cup victory unless things go very wrong, because they're back in Vegas this week they just need one more win. So
Did you see that Salt Lake may be picking up a hockey team?
Yeah.
A baseball team.
that would be cool. Hockey is, and this is the thing, hockey's actually pretty big in Utah.
I love watching hockey. I'm not like you. I would, if we had a hockey team here, I would go to at least one game.
Oh, going to hockey games, very different. Going to hockey games is a blast. Watching it on TV, I don't love it as much. I can never find the puck. But going to hockey games, so much fun. If we got a professional hockey team, that would be a blast. Like I said,
Yeah, but they would boof it on the name.
the
I know
name
they're
would
gonna
be so
boof it.
bad. It would
They're
be
gonna boof it
so
on the
bad.
baseball team name too.
But
Ugh.
whatever, it'd be fun. It's fun to have professional sports. Like I said, I've been going to Real Salt Lake games, our Major League Soccer team.
Yeah.
I went to one this last week. They're so fun. I love going to them. So
Yeah.
anyway, so congrats to the Las Vegas Golden Knights. One more win, and you've got yourself a Stanley Cup. So
Who
kudos
are
to
they
you.
in the championship with?
It's Florida.
Oh,
Tampa
Florida.
Bay.
It's Florida something. It's actual Florida.
so I'm sorry. Who did they beat to get in the championship? That's what I was.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I
Okay.
I only noticed
You
it
just started following now?
Yes, 100%.
Oh,
You know
Florida
why?
Panthers.
Because I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas when the first game was happening. I was like, oh shoot, the first game. Oh, it's the championship. And so I
Yeah.
was like, I should go. And tickets were
Oh.
$250 for standing in the hallway of the
I
stadium.
found when I lived in DC, I tried to go to sports games, went to a few basketball games, but went to try to go to a Capitals game, a hockey game, and it was like that, like $200. It was prohibitively expensive, like half of my rent. Like it was just too much.
But for this championship, $250 got me standing room in the hallway. I didn't even get to see the game. I just sit out
No,
at the bar in the hallway and watch.
you just get to listen. You just get
Yeah.
a vibe. You just get a vibe on the people that are at the game.
It was $450 to go to the game. Fuck that. Yeah.
So I have a kudos for something a lot less expensive. This is a documentary on Amazon Prime Video. I do not know how it slipped past me. It is an absolute must watch. It's called Pretending I'm a Superman. It's the Tony Hawk video game story. It came out in 2020, and I mean, even if you didn't play Tony Hawk, if you grew up around the time those games were out, if you know anything about Tony Hawk at all, like you gotta watch this shit. Like it is. If you are a listener of this podcast, I'm assuming automatically that you will be interested in this because they do a little bit. So what they do is they start off giving a kind of a really brief primer history of skateboarding in general up until the point that those games came out. So it's about 20 minutes of that, and then they get into like, you know, them pitching Tony Hawk on the game and Tony Hawk's involvement, which turned out to be massive. I didn't realize how much involvement Tony Hawk and a number of skaters had with the game. And apparently Tony Hawk was out there in a mocap suit chucking moves and hurting himself to make the game. Like there's just so much that went into it that I think none of us realized, and watching it made me realize, like, I remember as a kid thinking these games are phenomenal, they're so fun to play, and you sit there and play them for hours and hours and hours, but then you look back and you're like, yeah, I was a dumb kid, like I did that with any game, but then you watch these and you're like, nope, they were fucking amazing games. I was right as a kid. These were amazing, and they were just it's short. I think it's only like 80 minutes, maybe 90. But
it's just like a single thing.
Yeah, just like one little documentary, a brief bite-sized thing. But like I said, a must watch. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Pretending I'm a Superman. You may recognize that as
I just got it. I just got it when you said that. I was like, it's the Goldfinger. Here I am.
And they talk about that.
I can.
That band, they talked to him and they're like, dude, we wouldn't be anywhere without that fucking game. Like so many of the bands that were in those ska bands that they hired, they were like, they put him in the game and they're like, yeah, sure, whatever. There's a couple of ska bands that are like, we still tour today. And people come up to us and they're like, dude, I found you on Tony Hawk and I love Tony Hawk. They're like, that's how like we've got discovered. And so that's just the music, you know? And so they go into every fucking part of those games and you guys got to watch it. I want to hear your report on it because I know both of you were around for the Tony Hawk craze, and it was just so cool.
Dude, I played the latest one.
Yeah, on PlayStation.
Yeah. Man, it made me want to go back and watch and play the old ones, like 1 and 2 specifically. But I don't know where the hell I'd even find those. I wonder if you get them on Good Old Games.
Trent, did you have a kudos?
Nope.
Okay.
So what are we doing here?
All right,
Yeah,
so let's
thing.
see. We've got we don't have a
Are we using the
bumper for
real
this.
name or the name we came up with?
Name we came up
D3.
with? D3, like
Your
D.
name, Trent.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we wanted to talk about Summer Games Fest and the Xbox Live or whatever it's called
Xbox showcase and the Starfield Direct.
Yeah, and so JD was like, let's call it E3 something. So Trent came up with D3 as it took him like 5 minutes to explain it to us. But it's
E3.
no,
Because he explained it by
say
just saying
that.
it over and over again.
No, D3. Like DE, as in like the prefix D, as in like denied or
Denied, detached,
detached,
centralized.
decentralized.
I don't know.
So what are we, a
You're
bank?
just saying D words.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
Um
So D3
Destiny.
coverage.
So
Coverage
here's what we
of
do.
the D3, the E3 is no more. This is all that's left is
D3.
just D3.
So we don't have a bumper for this, but here's what I got. Okay, you ready?
Mhm.
I've got a 10-second bumper. I'm going to let you guys hear it one time, and then I want one of you to actually record the bumper live. You hear me? And that's what it's going to be forever. So here we go. This is the bumper. Okay. Let me know when
Trent.
you're ready.
Do it.
Okay, wait. I gotta think for a sec.
You gotta do it live. Oh gosh, Jacob said D's nuts. No, I mean yes, you're on the right theme, but no.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Okay,
Play it one more time. Just play it one more time
hey,
for me.
one more time. Fine, you get one more. This is a cheat.
If you're not
And I
going to do
can
it,
I
I'm
can
doing
talk
it.
during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Okay.
This is our new bumper. You ready?
Okay, 1 sec. I got.
He's writing D words.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking of a way to describe D3.
D.
Spin it, Peterson.
Okay, here we go.
Yo, D3.
D3!
Minus one letter. D3.
All right, that's it.
That's hot as hell.
I'll clean it up a little bit. The more we got it though.
Yeah, I think we got it. Oh, I think we got it.
I don't even need to clean it up. It's perfect. All right,
Okay,
so
first
D3.
only take D3 this year. D3.
That's what it should be.
We had a bunch of games.
I'm not playing it again.
About. Yeah, spin it, and I think I'll just start. You guys shout them out randomly. I'm going to start with the biggest one, I think, for two of us at least. Starfield.
Oh my gosh.
This is part of the Xbox side of D3.
Yeah.
To break it down, I think Xbox had their game showcase and their Starfield Direct, and then Summer Games Fest was Jeff Keighley's personal little project that involved a number of larger developers announcing projects and products. And was there any more? Was there a Ubisoft one, or was that Ubisoft part of the Game Fest?
So Ubisoft
So it's just those two.
had that announcement in the Xbox
Was there a Nintendo one?
But they're going to do their own next week.
Okay.
So we
okay.
might
Well,
have more.
let's talk Starfield for a minute.
Oh my gosh.
They had a 45-minute video that they released. That was Todd Howard blowing smoke up our buttholes aggressively, which is his way, and then some gameplay, some breakdowns of basically how Starfield is just like Skyrim in space, which is cool. And all the other stuff in the game, and
here's
then some
the thing.
gameplay.
It looks like, first off, it looks like it'll kill my GPU, so I might have to play this on the actual Xbox. Because I was watching it, I was like, if this is actual footage, I'm screwed. And they're like, oh, and then the lighting effects, or I'm like, oh geez, I'm screwed.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the exploration side of it. So they did reiterate there's going to be 1,000 planets on this that you can fly to and go visit.
Which, when Todd Howard was describing that, and when you were like, he was like, there was somebody walking on a planet, and he's like, you see that moon off in the distance? That's like really there. You can just fly out to it. I got mad Fallout 76 vibes from that shit. I was like, no, I don't buy it. I just straight don't buy it.
Well, it looks like they took the No Man's Sky approach to most of the planets, right? Most of the planets are procedurally generated. He did say that, until it comes to features on some of the planets, like out cities that you can go visit, different like abandoned mines and stuff that you can go and explore. But it did have a very No Man's Sky feel. You go to the planet, you're scanning stuff, which, I mean, I do like doing that. But even the mining, like he had a mining tool that was like shooting a laser at a rock, and I was like, that's No Man's Sky.
Come on, that's just basically a scanner. We still call those scanners. If you're mining with a laser and it's just yeah, we still count those.
So it had exploration, it had that whole side of it. Honestly, a lot of the planets looked like desolate planets where it's just like, here's an ice planet and there's like a few rocky features and stuff. So it seemed like medium interesting. But then they add in cities. There was like full cities you could go visit, and like all the
full
stuff
CPU
you could find.
melting cities. They will be blocks. It will be Minecraft if you have anything below like a 80 Ti card.
But also in space, when you're flying around, there's like derelict ships you could go loot and go explore and stuff like that. So all of that was super interesting to me. Also, so it was like No Man's Sky met Skyrim or Fallout, right? Because there's exploring, but then there was fighting, and then there was like these fighting sequences that looked very much like Bethesda battle, right? You're shooting
a little bit of Mass Effect. They kind of felt like Mass Effect a little bit.
That's what I was gonna say. Had a Mass Effect vibe because you're like, you have like a jetpack. Obviously, you're like flying around No Man's Sky style, shooting guys and space pirates. It did look kind of like Mass Effect.
Because the other two games that really are defining the look and feel, I think, for people in relating to this game, Fallout and Skyrim, you are not playing either of these games as aggressively with a ranged weapon as you are in Starfield. In Fallout 3, if you're using a ranged weapon, you are moving backwards generally, or running away, or kind of like sniping or It's a survival game. It's a survival game, and you don't want to be hit even once because you can get crippled. And then similarly with Skyrim, it's a fantasy game. So unless you're really like bearing down on someone with magic, like you really don't do that. Like you're shooting people from afar with your bow and arrow. Magic is kind of supporting you generally, but this is moving forward, attacking aggressively. Like Peterson said, using a jetpack to fly over cover and shoot guys. It is a very different feel. While staying in that same Bethesda feel, it's kind of crazy.
And it did seem like they are going to... It'll suck people like me in because there's a lot of stats to upgrade. There was your personal stats, your armor, your weapons, but then you have companions, and you've got companion stats. You've got outposts that you can build, and you can leave your crew at an outpost to like help do stuff and gain you material.
Go do some missions.
Your ship, you have a ship that you can modify. The ship has stats. So it's just like, how do you want to play this game? If everything that he said in this pans out, I am going to be very hooked on this game for a while.
So I've been sitting here biting my tongue, pooping my pants, and you did gloss over something massive. You talked about the stats, you talked about the gunplay and the exploration. But one thing you failed to mention was the ship combat, the
dogfighting.
Which, did you pick up on this, or was it just me?
What?
This game borrows very, very heavily in the spaceship combat from FTL, and it may be whatever FTL borrowed from. I won't speak to that or say FTL invented everything that it did, but it did invent a lot. But did you notice that the powering subsystems? Did you notice that part? Oh, you probably didn't watch it as intently as I did. You should go back and rewatch some of the spaceship battles, because you literally power up and down subsystems in your ship, like you do in FTL. I think FTL borrowed that from tabletop games, like 4K games and stuff. But that type of, it looks exactly the same, like the little dots of energy.
Yeah.
Exact same fucking UI as FTL uses. Exact same. It
You
says
don't need to
engines on the
change
bottom,
that. You don't
and
need
then
to change that, right?
And he's saying, Todd is saying in the fucking video, he's like, you'd power your engines up more for fights to dodge things. And if you and the higher you power up your engine, the faster your warp drive charges, which is literally how it works in FTL. And like you power down your you power up your shields and your weapons when you're about to get into a fight, and you power down other things. Dude, and watching it fight. And so the other things that I felt I got very FTL vibes was upgrading the ship, upgrading your ship weapons. That obviously is not a unique thing to that game. But boarding ships, he talks about how you can get into a dogfight, and instead of fighting the ship, you can board them. I know it's because I've been playing FTL a lot lately, but this just feels like they made a 3D Skyrim FTL game.
It also is similar
What?
to, do you remember that game, the VR game Star Trek Bridge Crew?
Oh yeah, but
it's like
way
similar
that.
to that. It's like powering your shields up for, like, you're diverting power to different areas. Honestly, it seems like every aspect of this game looks fun.
Yeah,
it looked like a mishmash of games that I like. And so that's what got me so excited about this game.
It's supposed to come out this fall. I don't have an Xbox, so I have to play this on I have a 2070 Super, so
you'll be all right.
I'm gonna go through and reapply.
Just turn off ray tracing.
I'm gonna reapply thermal paste. Just make sure everything is really clean and pristine. I'll take the cover off and put a fan or maybe just put a block of dry ice in the machine.
Just blow dry ice on it with a fan.
Yeah, dry ice and a fan. We should be able to play this just fine. Yeah, so Starfield looks fucking sick. Fucking hell. I we'll get to this at the end of this, but this fall is honestly shaping up to be an all-timer. Like one of the greatest,
especially of the last
holiday
few years.
seasons
It's
in
gonna be
gaming history. Like up there with like 2005, like the fucking crazy ones where you're like, oh my god, we got like 8 genre defining games in the same year. Like we are looking at similar shit right now. Like with the post-pandemic developer boom, whatever's going on right now.
So we did know that this would happen this year because 2021 and 2022, everything was pushed off. And we were like, they can't possibly push it all another year. That would be crazy.
And if shit doesn't come out this fall, it's coming out in the spring of next year.
Yeah.
And so if that's like all the other things that are coming out. So if anything that's projected to come out this fall gets delayed, again, next spring is just going to blow our minds with all the shit that's coming out. So I'm really excited. I have up here next to Star Wars Outlaws. I don't have a lot on this. This came from Ubisoft. They released.
We don't know a lot about it.
A cinematic trailer.
Cinematic trailer. It like the storyline takes place between 5 and 6, the movies. So in the trailer, it shows Han Solo frozen in carbonite.
I think we're supposed to learn more about it next week.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm interested in playing a non-lightsaber, non-Jedi Star Wars game.
Yeah,
that was going to come out. Do you remember that when Amy Hennig, I think, was working on something like that? We were going to get that. It got canceled. So it sounds like we're actually going to get it. Hopefully Ubisoft doesn't boof it.
Yeah, and if they don't boof it, I think this will be encouraging for Disney to just keep chucking the Star Wars license out to anyone that has an idea, and we could get some really fucking cool games out of it. So that's tight. Fable, new Fable game. We haven't seen Fable in the mix since Fable 3, right?
Yeah,
and that was 2006 or some shit.
What innovative stuff does this Fable have?
Cinematic trailer.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Very innovative. Nothing. They look like maybe some gameplay, possible, but at this early stage, I wouldn't trust a trailer like this. But that is cool. I think for people I gotta look it up. Fable fans of this series. Let's see. Fable came out. Fable 3 was 2010. And then they had Fable Heroes in 2012, Fable Fortune in 2017. What was that? Free to
don't think that
play
one was
digital
very
card
good, yeah.
game.
So
Some
it's been
bullshit.
13 years.
Yeah, so it's
Really?
been 13 years, and yeah, Fable. Let's see, it's called Fable: The Journey. Nope, just kidding. That was the one that had already released.
This one was called Fable. It's like a prequel, wasn't it? It was like a precursor or something like that, I think.
Yeah, so it'll be a reboot, and we'll see where that goes. I never played or got into Fable.
I played the
Did you
first
guys?
one.
What'd you think? Was it fun?
I remember loving it. I played on Xbox. I remember being a big fan of it.
Yeah, only
And
people
then I
I've
got
ever
sucked
talked
into
to
League of
loved it.
Legends, and so I didn't ever play another game
and it,
for like
and it rotted
years.
your brain and rewired it wrong. Alan
And now
Wake,
I'm here today.
and here we are on the 3-Bit Gamers Show, all products of League of Legends. I'm sorry. Alan Wake 2, it was a gameplay reveal. Trent, you played
That'll
Alan
be
Wake,
cool.
didn't
I
you?
loved Alan Wake. Yeah.
Yeah, Peterson didn't play it. This, I think you might like it, Peterson. You and your horror game weirdness.
It looks good. I saw Alan Wake 2 trailer, and I was like, this game looks good. This game looks like it would be spooky enough, but also like the
It
right
was a
setting.
spooky game. The
Yeah.
first one was
but
pretty spooky.
actiony.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want it to be. I'm just like slow. So the general gameplay loop in Alan Wake was that you had a flashlight and a gun, and you had to basically melt the bad guy's protection with your flashlight, the darkness, and then shoot him with your gun. So it was kind of slow, it was kind of methodical, and that made it scary. And I think that this is Jacob S. said Alan Wake. Yeah, see, Alan Wake fans, everyone that I think played Alan Wake to fruition loved it. So this it looks like there's a ton of jump scares. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer. It made me so mad. The character is walking into this, she walks into this office or something, and there's a poster on the wall. I think she's like in the forest. It's like a Forest Service office. And there's a poster on the wall for what looks like a film called Deer Fest. And this is after a deer has already scared you. A deer runs through this abandoned building, and so you think you're safe. And
like
then you're looking at this poster that says Deer Fest. And me personally, I leaned into the screen to read to see if they had funny troll quotes, because I was like, is it a Beer Fest parody poster? Like, I was really trying to figure out what it was. And that's where the fucking jump scare monster came bursting out of the wall through the wall poster. They set it up like that deliberately with an interesting, eye-catching fucking thing to like pull you in, and then they're like, jump scare fucker. So I think it's gonna be awesome. It's out this October. Like I said, it falls in this crazy fall we've got coming up. But it comes out this October. This is the Halloween game. We have to play this.
This would be a great one, I think.
I haven't played Alan Wake. The last game was American Nightmare. I remember playing that on the floor of CES. That was the last time I played an Alan Wake game. So time to play a new one. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is out next year early.
I don't even understand what that is.
That's part 2, isn't it?
I think it's part 3.
I don't know. Final Fantasy VII, the remake, is split into 3 sections. So it's like a trilogy.
Oh, so this is the second one?
I think it's the second one. Because they released the first one, then they re-released it on PS5.
Because on the original PlayStation, wasn't it 3 discs? And it came in like a fat thing.
I think it was
so they're
4
doing
discs.
Yeah, so they're just doing it the exact same way. They're releasing it in 4 different.
And they've like altered the story a little bit to make it fit more.
Okay, so that's out early next year. I didn't realize that's how they were doing it. I thought the remake was the whole game, but that's kind of cool.
It only goes like Final Fantasy VII has kind of like 2 parts. One, you're in this city, is this like a kind of rebel group trying to take over. And anyway, and then you escape the city. The first game ended with you escaping the city, and then the rest of it's the open world part. So,
very cool. I gotta play that. I want to play the original kind of. Marvel Spider-Man 2 is out this October as well. Everything is out.
Yeah. This one looks interesting to me because they do a brand new story. Miles Morales is in it with Peter Parker Spider-Man, but they have Venom in it, and he like teased it. I don't know if you watched it, but like he was like teasing. He's like, I don't know what the story's gonna be. You're gonna have to play it, but Venom's there, and the Venom is someone we haven't seen as Venom before. So it's a new Venom. So that makes it interesting to me that they're not just like rehashing a Spider-Man story. They're like making
has
their
Miles
own.
been Venom before? They're just gonna make Miles Venom.
Maybe.
Yeah, that looks sick. I'm stoked for that. Witcher 3, the Netflix series.
Netflix series.
Witcher season 3, sorry. They released a trailer and it looks like it looks okay. There's some cool sword fights.
I thought it looked good. I mean, I just want Witcher. I just want like hardcore fantasy stuff, and I miss that. The last few fantasy things have been a little floppy for me, so I'm excited. I do want to watch this. So I did like the trailer.
And then let's see.
Wait, we got to talk about the Twisted Metal trailer. Did you watch that?
I wasn't. Well, I was leaving that for last because
Okay.
there's a fun nugget on that one.
Okay,
Mortal
we'll talk that
Kombat
later.
1.
It's the
was,
reboot of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, which feels like the second reboot they've done.
I think
Also,
so.
it's stylized as Mortal 1 Combat. They put the 1 in between Mortal and Combat. So I will be referring to this game as Mortal 1 Combat
Mortal 1
henceforth,
Kombat.
because fuck you guys. Don't design things like that. It looks stupid.
I just love that they made it a 1, and you're like, you don't need just name it. Just name the game interestingly. Don't call it Mortal Kombat 1.
Just
That's
call
stupid.
it Mortal Kombat, but spell combat properly. You'd throw all of us off.
We'd think it was the fake version.
Yeah.
But they're like rebooting the franchise, and it was like, I think the one interesting thing that it showed was like in the fights between the different characters, there was like a little video, like why are they fighting? You know what I mean? So like, and I think what they're alluding to is each different fight, they're going to have like a reason why these two are fighting in this spot instead of just like a random fight. So that seemed interesting. I'm not going to play it, but
the fights didn't look all that different.
They didn't look different at all.
They didn't look super novel. Even the finishers and fatalities didn't really. I'm sorry, cutting into the X-ray mode. You guys have been doing that since I was in fucking college.
Yeah.
Do something different. Do something.
Also, you could have called it Immortal Kombat. When are you going to do that? Could have made the I a 1.
Why don't you work there, Trent? Why don't you go revamp their marketing department?
Fix this for them. And then the last thing, unless there's anything else I missed, is what Peterson mentioned: Twisted Metal, the TV series of the popular car combat video game, is out on Peacock on July 22nd.
Yeah.
But the highlight is if you go watch this, there's a trailer. It wasn't a trailer. It's just like
it's like a scene.
Yeah, a scene. Yeah, they pull a scene from this randomly. Well, I didn't realize Will Arnett is doing the voice.
Yes.
Of the clown guy.
Yes.
But the guy who plays him is obviously not Will Arnett because he's
unless
massive.
Arnett went super method actor for this.
He just got big.
It just
gained like 80 pounds.
What's the clown's name?
Sweet
Tooth actor.
But this is not. We don't see a car in this scene. They allude to their
like
cars,
a casino.
But they're in some random empty casino fist fighting. These guys are in a straight up fist fight, and Anthony Mackie is losing pretty handily to this huge fat guy in a clown mask. And then
it's Samoa Joe.
They go into how did they get there? I can't remember, but they start singing the thong song.
It comes on because Sweet Tooth puts it on while he's kicking the shit out of Anthony
that's right.
Mackie so he can beat him to music. And he turns on the thong song and Anthony Mackie starts singing along. And I was so happy.
He sings along, and then Sweet Tooth starts singing, and they start singing together.
Friends.
And then they're like, "Oh, what? Oh, you like this song?" And he's like dead. Sweet Tooth is dead serious about it. It is, guys. This movie or TV show looks just as nonsensical as I imagined.
For you wrestling fans out there, Samoa Joe is the guy who plays the body for Sweet Tooth, which is actually, that's kind of funny to me because like I was like, why didn't they find a guy that could do the body and the voice? I'm like, no, just Samoa Joe, because like as a wrestler, like for the body motions, like you have such a better I think, comedic delivery and stuff with your body. So that's going to be awesome. I went from like not caring about this at all to absolutely, I will watch the first episode.
Just to be sure.
I gotta see Twisted Metal. I have Peacock. Jackson ponied up for Peacock, so I have no excuse not to watch this. This is the weirdest. I gotta say, if we don't count stupid things like Angry Birds movie, this is one of the weirdest video game properties to the screen.
Yes,
I think we've seen in a long time,
and it seems like they're putting a lot of money into it. They've got big voice actors. Like this, this is very. We haven't been getting Twisted Metal games. It's like this is an IP that's crunching out games, making $1 bazillion.
No,
like
I think the last one was like
weird.
2012 or something.
They're like
they made one last one, and it was like it killed the studio to get it out. Which one was it? Let's see. Yeah, Twisted Metal Revolution, I believe.
So
and yeah, that was just it.
This is a funny one for me. Yeah, I'll watch it and see. I'll watch it and see if it's any good.
They haven't had a game in 11 years, and they're like, you know what we need is a Twisted Metal series.
I would argue they haven't had a very successful game in longer than that.
Well, no, the one that came out in 2012 was. You're right. It wasn't successful. It was very well reviewed, but it obviously wasn't successful enough to keep their studio from dying.
No,
because they went under after this one. Eat, Sleep, Play, I think.
Hey, I had a quick couple games I wanted to bring up from just a real quick Pal World. I don't know if you saw this. Pokemon with guns. You capture monsters, and then you go into Pokemon battles, but you equip your giant Pokemon with guns.
Okay. Seems
it
upsetting.
looks insane, and everyone was like, you could hear in the E3. I was going to say E3 in the Summer Games Fest. The audience kept laughing.
D3, actually.
Sorry, D3. Everyone was laughing because it was so wacky. They did a quick thing.
Oh my god,
it looks great,
dude! It looks like Pokemon too.
Yeah,
like it looks like Pokemon
offensive.
with guns. That's why everyone was laughing.
This is like the characters are so close to Pokemon; they're like a pixel
over
off
the
on
shoulder, shooting with a fucking AK a Pokemon.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
As your Pokemon are also shooting it.
It's crazy. So that's Pal World. Also,
I have this on my wish list already. Apparently, I just looked on Steam. It's already
no
on my wish
way.
list.
Dude,
I don't know.
Awesome. Also, Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. They covered it. They said they're coming. It's coming out this fall. So I am excited for that. Even though Silverthorne was live discussing the Summer Games Fest announcements and was making fun of the graphics on this, which I could see that there's some merit there. Baldur's Gate 3 is releasing this fall, which is going to be huge. Lucius Malfoy plays the voice of a main villain. If you remember this company, they did they did that other one. I can't remember, but they voice act like crazy. There's like 2,500 voice lines, like it's a lot. And then we had Path of Exile 2 is going to be huge. We will learn more about that in July. Witchfire, I have wish listed this game. It's a first-person witch hunting with guns type of game. The setting looks incredible, has roguelike elements. Very interested to see how this game is reviewed. So, and then just for JD, there was one called Under the Waves, which I knew JD would hate so much.
Scary!
Because you are all alone under the ocean, scuba diving, and driving around. It's dark. It's creepy. There's someone else there that you can't find. There's
next.
JD's not a fan of that. So that's it. Those are my ones that I wanted to gloss over real quick. And that is D3.
Trent, I'll let you make the call on this because it's all you for the rest. Do you want to do both? Do you want would you want to just do like 5-10 on each of these?
I can go quick through both of them. That's fine.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Sweet.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. The first impression rose. first impression rose. Oh my god. The first impression rose.
First impression rose is this segment we do when one of us have just gone on a brief interaction with a game. We haven't gone all the way. We haven't hit third base yet. We're still just in the talking phase. And Trent
We're still swinging the bat, but it's good
hasn't
so
hit
far.
hasn't hit anything. We're just out there just whiffing. Trent is the only one on the podcast that is playing the latest hit Blizzard game, Diablo 4. So we have tasked him with telling us so start off, how much have you played so far? How many hours?
I've played like 4.5 hours.
Perfect. That is
So you've kind of gotten
amount.
through the intro bits.
Yeah, I mean the intro's pretty longish on this one.
They always are, I feel like.
Yeah. But I've gotten through the intro. I would say at least 45 minutes of that was bouncing between classes to see which one I wanted to play.
What'd you pick?
I picked a sorcerer.
Okay.
Nice.
So here's starting off much darker than Diablo 3. So
Wow.
it hits like all of the notes that everyone wanted that to hit. It's very kind of
Gothic.
horror movie, like some of the stuff's disturbing in the cutscenes, like, and it's got some cool stuff, like the cutscenes are all animated very well with your custom character model who also speaks for once. So that's really fun. The talent trees in this are much more fleshed out than they were in Diablo 3. So one of the things people hated about Diablo 3 is it was like so cookie cuttery. You couldn't do a whole lot of experimenting. Already, even at like a low level, there's a bunch of stuff to play with. You have a talent tree that branches out a bunch of different directions to customize your abilities. And so I'm a frost sorcerer right now. And like even low level, there's some sick abilities. Like I've got this frozen orb that spins around and shoots all the enemies and slows them down. Let's see.
Have you just been playing solo so far then, or you met up
I've
with
just
anyone
been
else?
I've just been playing solo. Me and Justin have both been playing, but we haven't been able to meet up yet because he's level like 38 already.
Yeah, you don't want to get power leveled. I feel like that's the least fun way to play this game.
Yep.
These games.
The main villain is not Diablo. It's Lilith, who's the daughter of Mephisto. So
Diablo.
Shiablo. We already had Shiablo though. That was last time.
Yeah, it was preloaded.
And one of the fun things is you can bounce back and forth between difficulties. If you want to like up your XP gain randomly, you can just turn it up for a while and then turn it back down when you're done.
That's
So
clutch.
That is nice.
Yeah, but so far I haven't been like amped to get home and log on to a game in a while. This one's at least starting to like grip me into it.
Starting to pull you in.
Yeah,
I love that feeling.
It's really fun so far.
Dude, that's awesome. Sounds like you're gonna keep playing it.
Yeah.
Is it 60? It's $60 for just the digital
$70.
version. 70?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Full
pricey, man.
price.
So I mean, like we already know, it's hard to ask, on the first date, is she worth it? But I mean, is this game worth lobster on the first date?
I think
You
so.
think?
I think so. I think
That's the impression I've been getting. Everyone I've talked to is just,
I didn't play Diablo 2 a ton, but I
Mm-hmm.
always heard everyone talking about the stuff they loved about it. And apparently this hits all of those notes again. So
God damn.
yeah,
Dude, I was talking to Jenna about it because she's like, do you think I would like that? I was like, I think we'd both love playing it together. I think
These games are so fun to play with somebody else.
Yep.
and going
Especially
through all
when
of it
you've
together.
we've got like complementary classes. I'm trying to talk the Lee crew into playing this game, which is a big ask because it's $70.
Are you interested in ponying up for it then, Peterson?
I do want to play Diablo 4.
Oh,
I do want to play
shit.
it. I liked
I feel
Diablo
like I have
3.
too much on my plate right now, but
Here's the thing. It is tough. It is tough ask for $70 because I do know how I play these games. I will play it all the way through. I will play until I've hit my max level and beaten the game or whatever. And then I won't play that much more beyond that because I like the looter aspect of games for a minute. where I'm like, oh, dude, this loots are so fun. And then once you kind of hit that max point where you're like trying to up your gear score by 1 or 2 points, that's when it loses me. That's when I'm out.
And they all have that. I think one of the
Mhm.
things they made a little bit better is the Paragon system's a little more in depth, where you're upgrading your gear, but you're also still getting upgraded abilities later on. But yeah, I don't know. I always kind of look at it like if I can get 40 hours out of it or something, I'm good.
That's kind of my thought. I know I will like this game for 40, 50 hours at least, because that's how I played Diablo 3. I played quite a bit of it.
Mhm.
So I know I'll like it. Am I going to be obsessed with it in a year? I will not. I know that I won't, but you know.
Yep.
Okay.
So yep, I would.
Okay.
Well, I like that. I think this is kind of a glowing review. I was kind of on the fence, but now I'm like, damn it, now I'm gonna figure out how to justify it.
I know, same.
Find it for free because that's so fucking.
The
expensive.
justification is that we haven't bought a lot of games recently.
And I canceled my
It'll-
Game Pass.
It'll
so
go
I'm
on
saving
sale
up.
though. You'll find there'll be ways to get it cheaper.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
I will say, if you want to wait until this holiday season, Blizzard does put their games on sale. This game will go on sale. Might be $60, but it will go on sale.
Yeah,
I know
might be
that
worth
for a
waiting.
fact.
Okay. Well, let's move on to dice.
I've got it here somewhere.
Dice of Destiny.
Okay, Dice of Destiny is this fun game we play at the end of every episode. We roll a 6-sided dice to see who will be responsible for rolling the Dice of Destiny itself, a 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres assigned to it. And then that person rolls another 6-sided dice to see how much money they can spend on their game. They find a game in that genre for that price. They pick it, play it, review it. A couple weeks ago, Trent rolled a comedy game, a funny game.
Funny game.
For $30, and he picked a game called Crab Champions.
Crab
Trent,
Champions.
tell us all about
Guys.
Crab Champions. What's the deal?
Crab Champions is so good. It's so good. This game, dude, okay. Imagine it is so okay, let's describe it. First of all, if you guys remember this song, this is the Crab Rave. It was like a meme 5 years ago. The guy that put this song out is the same guy that made the game.
No. No.
He created a company called, so this is Noise Storm. The developer was Noise Storm Limited on the game. And it, like if you see the music video, it's a bunch of crabs dancing on an island.
Just
You
raving
go
on
to that
beach.
island in the game if you beat it. Like there's
Fuck off.
that's like the common area. But so it's a roguelike third-person shooter.
Oh,
And so
What?
the main mode is a survival mode. You start out on an island with a gun, and you try to make it through sequences of 10 islands.
Okay.
At the 10th island in every like biome, there's a boss. You kill 4 bosses, you get keys to unlock new weapons, but it's a roguelike. It's pretty hard. So I will say that, but the combat and the movement was like shockingly good. So it's very, very fast paced. Imagine like playing Lucio in Overwatch
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
with his speed going. It's that like the whole time.
just zipping around.
You're just zipping around, jumping up, dashing. The gunplay is super fun. You have, at the end of each island, you have a chest that opens up to give you an upgrade. You can do more damage, you can get more health, and then you pick the upgrade you want for the next island before you start it. So you know what's going to be waiting for you.
Dude, this just came out. This just came out April 1st of this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I had no
It's-
idea this was so
and
fresh.
rewinding, it was $10. So I didn't pay 30,
Yeah.
it was 10. Yeah, so let's see. I got some so you're
gameplay of this
collecting.
it's just like you said, it's like Lucio. It's
Yeah.
just speeding everywhere.
It's just fast, dude. And graphically it like looks really nice
looks
too.
great.
But yeah, so you defeat all 4 of those bosses, and that takes you end up on this crab island to celebrate and be the crab champion. Then you can decide if you want to keep going or if you want to start a new round. And so it's like an endless, it doesn't actually end. You can go on forever. There's 2 game modes, like easy and then nightmare. And then you also, as you're going through the islands, you collect crystals. So I think it's the 5th level of each island. You end up at a store where you can spend your crystals on more upgrades. some of the upgrades actually make stuff in the store cheaper. So there's a whole lot of stuff.
So wild.
Yeah, it is so much fun. Like if Diablo wasn't a thing right now, I would be spending more time in
You'd be
Crab
playing
Champions.
Crab Champions.
Crab Champions.
Is it?
Dude,
Are you
so-
playing against other people?
You can.
with
There's an
other
arena
people?
mode, but this is with other people. So this is like a co-op survival shooter.
Because it honestly,
It's like
the
Risk of Rain,
gameplay-
dude. It's like Crab Risk
That's
of Rain.
what I was gonna say. The gameplay looks like Risk of Rain
Yes,
too.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was just about
And then
to
the
say.
level, I think this is like a Risk of Rain like clone. I think that's because the it sounds like the islands are like when you upgrade the levels in those,
when you go to
and
the
you
next
get the
place,
different
yeah.
items on each.
And it gets pretty hard. The bosses, so like one of the bosses is it's like a fire crab, I think, and it just spits, it's just shooting out huge waves of fireballs that you have to dodge while you fight him. But like the boss fights are fun. They each have a little bit of a different vibe. But yeah, I would say, I mean, it's $10, buy it any price. That's my
Okay.
Dang.
say on it.
I love that. I just put it on my wish list. I
How
might
many
wait for a
people
review.
can you play
but-
with?
I think there's 4 people in a party.
Shit.
'Cause
We
this
got to
does
play
seem
this
like it
together.
could
We got to
be
play
fun
some
to
Crab
play.
Champions, Peterson. Yes, because we were playing Risk of Rain.
Yeah.
If you get this, I'll get this. We'll play some Crab Champions with Trent. He can show us the ropes.
So just wait for
dude.
the summer sale. They'll do
Yeah.
one
Get
or
it
two
for,
of
like,
those.
free.
I put it on my wish list, so when it goes on sale,
Same.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
And it's still in
that-
early access. Say
Yeah.
that.
So it's just gonna
Oh
get
my
better.
Gosh.
That's
Crab
awesome. Okay,
Champions.
so that means we've got a re-roll coming up here. I got a 20-sided dice. All right. So who wants what numbers? Peterson, shout them out.
I'm 1-2.
I want 3 and 5.
Such an A wipe.
Okay, it's a 3. You butthole.
Really? That's
Okay.
what you get, Trent.
That's what you
Is
get.
it
All
a
right.
horror game for $70 or less?
No, it's this horror game for $10. Enjoy the shit. 17 is a Metroidvania. Come the.
Ooh.
Didn't we just do this?
Ooh.
I want to move it. I
Because you
want to.
just
Well, I
I'm a
re-roll it.
re-roll. I'm a re-roll. That's ridiculous.
We just did it.
Metroidvania.
I think when you reset the list, you just put
yeah,
lay down
everything
one-
got
yeah.
reset.
Yeah.
It's a 4. Bullet Hell.
Bullet
It's kinda what
Hell.
you
I've
just
had a
did.
Bullet Hell game already too. I
Bullet
did
Hell.
Gungeon, Enter the Gungeon.
Dude,
Oh, you
here's the
did?
thing. There's a lot of these that are out right now that are really good.
Okay. So
All
Trent
right.
And
has
Trent,
to
look, they're
get-
not huge time commitments. You can get in and start playing a Bullet Hell, and you've got it in 20 minutes.
Yeah, because that was what.
Dude, I
Brocade
love
was a
those
Bullet
games.
Hell, right?
This is great for me.
Yeah, just a quick one. Okay, and you can spend $30 on your Bullet Hell. So basically, any
Dude,
Bullet Hell.
Honestly, you need $5 or less for all the good
Yeah.
ones. I'm not even joking. They are all.
What if it's $31? Oh wait, that's for the bundle anyway. Doesn't matter.
You know what? If it's $31, you can do what I do. Cheat. Just do whatever you fucking want.
Did we play Boner Razor Minions yet?
No, we haven't played
That's
Boner Razor.
the one. Trent, I am going to implore you to look at Boner Razor Minions.
Okay, I will go look. I was looking at Neon Abyss, but I'll go look at that.
Boner
Boner
Razor
Razor.
looked pretty good, honestly.
It has great reviews.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay.
Okay, well, Trent, maybe we'll be playing Boner Razor so we can finally call an episode Boner Razor.
I've been waiting.
Bony.
Honestly,
We've been just resting patiently, waiting for it. Okay, that's it. To play us out, we've got the yet another lovely piece of music from.
this one's gonna get your heart pumping.
Yeah, I hope you are actively running from a dinosaur right now. Otherwise, you're gonna feel like you're having a heart attack.
Honestly, you should pull over if you're driving.
Yep. Pull over,
and
but
just
don't
give
call
it
the
a second.
doctor. It'll be a waste of an ER visit. It'll be very expensive. This is from the Jurassic Park on the SNES. This is the T-Rex theme. So drive
it's
faster.
intense.
Must go faster. Must go faster. I'm JD, logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK.
This is T-Bone signing out.
T-Bone.
T-Rain.
T-Bone.
Choo
T-Ray.
choo.
Be in my earth.
All right.